pleasant good evening and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Regional News. In Trinidad and Tobago, a High Court judge has ordered over $150,000 in compensation to a former media worker who was wrongly arrested and charged by police while filming at a crime scene. Kelly Simon's malicious prosecution and false imprisonment case against the state was set to go to trial before High Court Judge Frank C. Prasad at the San Fernando High Court on Wednesday morning. However, when the case was called, attorney Ronald Hines of the Office of the Attorney General conceded liability in the case. Justice C. Prasad immediately went ahead to consider the appropriate compensation for Simon based on the circumstances of his case. According to the evidence, Simon was arrested by police on August 19, 2018, while he was filming at a crime scene at which a man was shot and killed by an off-duty police officer in Cocorite. Simon was initially told that he was loitering, but was eventually charged with obstructing one of the officers in the execution of his duties after he was arrested and taken to the police station. He spent almost 12 hours detained in a holding cell before he was taken before a magistrate and released on $10,000 bail. In the British Virgin Islands, a mother and son have pleaded guilty under a plea agreement to conspiracy to import cocaine in a scheme that also allegedly involved the former Premier of British Virgin Islands, Andrew Faye. As part of Olivine Maynard's plea agreement, she has agreed to cooperate fully with prosecutors as Faye's jury trial is scheduled to begin on July 17. She also agreed to many of the acts that were alleged in the initial affidavit, including conversations between herself and a confidential source who she and her co-defendants believed was a member of the Mexican Sinaloa cartel. Maynard, the former BVI Ports Authority managing director, along with her son, 32-year-old Kadeem Maynard, and Faye faced one count each of conspiracy to import a controlled substance, conspiracy to engage in money laundering, and attempted money laundering. In addition, the former ports executive and Faye faced an additional count of interstate and foreign travel in aid of racketeering. In April last year, Faye was detained by U.S. agents posing as cocaine traffickers from a Mexican drug cartel. According to the charges filed, he agreed to a U.S. $700,000 payment to allow traffickers to use BVI ports with an undercover informant. Finally, in the Bahamas, a 31-year-old man from New Providence has been diagnosed with monkeypox, Mpox, the Ministry of Health and Wellness announced on Wednesday. This is the country's third confirmed case of Mpox. The ministry said the man, who has no significant medical or travel history, began experiencing symptoms on June 1st. He presented to a physician and was placed in isolation. Subsequently, tests were conducted for Mpox and confirmed by the National Communicable Disease Surveillance Unit, NSU. Surveillance and public health protocols were activated and remain ongoing, the ministry said in a statement. The ministry has urged Bahamians who suspect they may have the virus to call their primary care provider or the nearest public health community clinic to arrange a visit to be evaluated. Symptoms of Mpox include skin rash or lesions, fever, headache, backache, swollen lymph nodes, chills, and exhaustions. Symptoms can last for 2 to 4 weeks. I'm RENATA Burnett, and that's all for now. Thank you for watching.